All right, y'all. Professor X here. There is a new movement on social media, hashtag speaking out, that is sweeping across the wrestling industry. And what that means is wrestlers from male to female are coming forward with accusations of incidents of sexual assault and years of sexual abuse, which has been practiced apparently all throughout the wrestling industry. One incident that's standing out is Jim Cornette and his wife Stacey. Apparently at the time in Ohio Valley Wrestling, which was the developmental territory for WWE, they used to groom wrestlers, that wanted to be stars. And when I say by grooming wrestlers is they had to perform sexual acts on Jim Cornette's wife while he watched. Sounds like there's nothing like a little Louisville, Kentucky cracker swinging. Now, this apparently went on for years, and it happened to many athletes. And those who refused, basically, Stacey would terrorize them by getting other wrestlers to target them, physically assault them, and even try to set them up to lose their job, their car, and their either house or apartment. Of course, Jim Cornette dismissed all these accusations. Here's a quote from his Twitter. "Morning all. I know that my name has to be involved in everything because it gets attention, but I'm too busy running a pizza parlor from the basement of my pedophile ring to make any Twitter goofs and their 700 fake accounts famous today. Helpful hint. I have been told that when you're faking screenshots of something that happened years ago, you shouldn't use the person's profile picture that's only been up a week and a half. It's the little things, but that's for attorneys to discuss." Now, his attorney's name is Stephen P. New, who is a well-known attorney from Beckley, West Virginia. And he gained a considerable amount of attention because he's a regular sponsor on Jim Cornette's podcast. So he's not just an advertiser. And when asked if he had any statement regarding the allegations made against his client, he simply replied, "I'll say what needs to be said in court." Of course, his attorney also called it a conspiracy and questioned the legitimacy of any evidence presented against him. Of course, one supporter, Joey Janela, commented saying, "Jim Cornette will never truly be canceled." But also now there is one wrestler who has come forward and confirms the accusations, which is WWE superstar The Big Show. Also, there's been a paraphrased email from an unnamed former huge star in WCW. The story was about the first time he met Jim Cornette and his wife Stacey. Apparently, the situation ended with Stacey offering to blow Kevin Nash. It was not confirmed whether if Big Kev allowed her to do it. Also, there were a lot of powerful people in WWE who knew what was going on, but they didn't do jack shit about it. OVW, of course, was WWE's developmental system at the time. Well, there you have it. And to all future athletes who want to become sports entertainers, I urge you to try to, work your way to compete in actual legitimate wrestling, because maybe you can compete in the Olympics someday like Kurt Angle did. The sports entertainment industry isn't worth it, because if you have this kind of sexual abuse and sexual assault practices that go on year after year after year and with no end in sight, I would say the government and law enforcement ought to disband the wrestling industry, because it seems to me like the wrestling industry is basically a haven for pedophiles / sexual predators. Enough's enough. You know what I mean? Also, another note is Jim Cornette's wife had already been with the Big Show before she met Jim. So there you go, because apparently he was seen, I guess, either backstage or, I guess in a private sector or a setting, someone spotted Big Show naked smoking a cigarette. And of course, that's not a pretty sight. So, this is something that that needs to stop, and for all the Jim Cornette fans, you may not believe this, but, you don't know these people. And people say, what does a sexual predator, a pedophile look like? A lot of people might be shocked by this accusation against Jim Cornette. But the thing is, what does a pedophile or a sexual predator look like? And the thing is, any couples who are into, certain fetishes, that's fine. But it has to be, I guess you say, it should be in the proper private setting, And here's the thing. One wrestler on Twitter was sent lewd pictures by Jim Cornette's wife, and let me tell you, that bitch is ugly to the bone. I mean, she's fat, and that PHAT fat, like fat attractive. She's fat like bloated gelatin ass stink nasty fat. And as far as Kevin Nash, I can't see him accepting a BJ from something that looks like that. But you never know, who knows? No one's approached him of a comment, and I guess at this point, there's no reason to. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.